This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 2. And the man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 2, is that an Israelite man of the elect, is going to be a hiding place for an Israelite woman, okay, of the elect. I'm going to say this one more time. An Israelite man of the elect is going to be a hiding place for an Israelite woman. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I came across this article and I was like, whoa, yeah, all right. This is why the Lord is going to have an Israelite man as a hiding place for an Israelite woman. And again, you have to be of the elect, because this woman, all right, this Jake woman was leaving her job, her place of employment, all right. According to this article, she gets off work around midnight, all right. She works for a disability agency, okay, with people of disability, you know. I'm familiar with those agencies because my stepsister, before she passed away, was in those types of facility. All right, people with disabilities, people that are wheelchair bound, or they can't talk, they can't see. All right, they need hands-on help, you know, and so this is what this Jake woman was her duty, you know, her place of employment. And she leaves her place of employment and gets taken out, which looks like it was a hit. It said 2 shots to the chest. So that was done deliberately, all right? And, you know, only the Lord knows what evil she's done, all right, that he sanctioned that she would be taken out this way, all right? But, hey, this is why, to you proud women, you're going to need an Israelite man of the elect to protect you, all right? You're not going to be able to protect yourself, okay? You're not going to be able to protect yourself, all right? An Israelite man of the elect is going to be a hiding place, all right? Is going to be able to protect you when the shit hits the fan, and it's coming, all right? This economy is about to crash, and people are literally going to crash out, okay? There's going to be civil war. There's going to be sedition, all right? And you women of our nation, all right, you're going to be humbled down, all right, and latch on to an Israelite man for protection. And if you don't, then your proud ass is going to be taken out, similar to this woman, all right? Now, I want to bring an account because, hey, in the book of Exodus, Moses, all right, delivered the priests of Midian's 7 daughters from these shepherds, okay? So this is a good example of an Israelite man, and Moses never fell out the truth. The Lord was dealing with Moses. All right, an Israelite man who the Lord was dealing with. All right, using him. All right, to save. Okay, these daughters. So let me bring this account. Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. Now, this is right after Moses fled Egypt, after he killed the Egyptian. All right, he fled into the land of Midian. All right, so Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. Now, the priests of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled their troughs to water their father's flock. NLT version. Now, the priests of Midian had 7 daughters who came as usual to draw water and fill the water's trough for their father's flock. 17. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. Okay, let's see what this means, stood up. Okay, the Hebrew word is kwama, kwawama, which means to rise, stand up, to arise, become powerful. You see that? Become powerful. Okay? All right? So the Lord was dealing with Moses, all right, allowed him, all right, to become powerful and do what? Let's keep going. But Moses stood up, meaning Moses became powerful and helped them and watered their flock. NLT version. But some of their shepherds came and chased them away. So Moses jumped up and rescued the girls from the shepherds. Then he drew water for their flock. So there you go. Okay, Moses was a hiding place for these daughters of the priests of Midian. Okay, so hey, all right, our forefathers, who the Lord was dealing with, okay, always came to the arrival of the meek and of the weak, you know. All right. So, hey, this is a good account. So again, let me read this one more time. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And when you go to the word hiding place, the Hebrew word is machaba, which means hiding place, bosom, refuge. Okay? An Israelite man of the elect is going to be a refuge for the Israelite woman of the elect. That's just facts. This is why in Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, and that because of, actually, let's go back. All right? Because we're going to, let me do Isaiah chapter 3. Because there's going to be a heavy depopulation of men. Okay? A heavy depopulation of Jake men. Okay? Because the Lord is about to kill 2/3, man. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Right. And a lot of Jake men, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are going to die in Civil War and in World War III, which we're in the beginning stages of World War III. And I'm going to keep saying that. We are in the beginning stages of World War III. It is not going away. It is getting spicy. Get ready for boots on the ground, and then get ready for a draft. Okay? While there's going to be civil war here, because that's what's going to make these people get violent when they see that draft come. Okay? That conscription. That's when people are going to start raising hell against the government. And there's going to be a heavy civil war. 26. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. All right? It's talking about a woman. Right? 26. The gates of Zion will weep and mourn. The city will be like a ravaged woman huddled on the ground. Right. This is why in the next chapter, and in that Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Okay? So yeah. Again, an Israelite man okay, of the elect, all right, is going to have multiple women, all right, because really it's all going to boil down to fear, safety, refuge, okay. That's a fact, all right. An Israelite man of the elect, all right, is going to be used for protection, all right, against the weak and feeble. And that's the women and children, okay. Let me bring this out. Micah chapter 5 verse 8. Well, actually, Micah chapter 5 verse 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of man. Because the Lord is going to be dealing, okay, with his elect men, and they're going to have spiritual power. All right, and that's when these women are going to come, because they want protection. They don't want to get raped. They don't want to get ravaged. They don't want to be shot in the chest like this woman, okay? And I got plenty of theories why this woman got put to death, all right? She got shot twice in the chest. Was she committing adultery? That's one theory. Or did she get somebody killed, all right? And this was vengeance, or revenge, excuse me, not vengeance, revenge, all right? And again, only the Israelite woman of the elect is going to be protected and saved. The bulk of you women, you're going to die here in Babylon, the Great America, horribly. Okay, a lot of you women are going to get judged harshly, just like this Jake woman. Micah chapter 5 verse 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Let's see another version of this. I'm just curious. NLT version. The remnant left in Israel will take their place among the nations. They will be like a lion among the animals of the forest, like a strong young lion among the flocks of sheep, and goats pouncing and tearing as they go, with no rescuer in sight. Well, yeah, once the Lord puts the spiritual power on his elect men, it's game on. You heathens, your weapons, your carnal weapons, from your small arms to your tanks to your warplanes and your what's it called? Your missiles ain't going to stop. All right, the Lord's men. Okay, with spiritual powers to destroy you, because that's what's coming. I want to see what the AMP version says of this. The remnant of Jacob shall be among the nations, in the midst of many people, like a lion among the beasts of the forest, like a young lion suddenly appearing among the flocks of sheep, which, if he passes through, tramples down and tears into pieces the nations in judgment, and there is no one to rescue. Ooh, that's it, judgment. Like I said, judgment. Okay? Micah 5 and 9, thy hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. Right? Again, the focus of this lesson is that the Israelite man of the elect is going to be a hiding place, all right, for the Israelite woman of the elect, all right, because the Israelite man of the elect is going to have spiritual powers. The people of Israel of the elect will stand up to their foes, and all their enemies will be wiped out. Yup. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. In that day, saith the Lord, I will slaughter your horses, destroy your chariots. Right, like I said again, your tanks, okay, your different vehicles, land vehicles, sea vehicles, air vehicles, going to be destroyed, man. Okay? Superman-like powers, right? That's going to be of the Israelite man of the elect, because the Lord's going to be dealing with them. All right? And that's when people are going to know, all right, who are the Lord's chosen, okay, in that day. Because the Lord said that he's going to make a praise and a fame to where we were put to shame. Okay? Let me get that scripture. You got to believe, man. All right? The days of just being in, going through the, this wicked society is coming to an end. The Lord's about to, okay, put heavy spiritual power, okay, on his men, okay, and it's going to be a sight to see, and it's going to be something, man. All right. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 19. Behold, at the time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. Now the her is talking about Israel, okay? And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Right? How are we going to get praise and fame? Having spiritual power. That's one of the what's the one of many of getting praise and fame, having spiritual power, okay, being protected by the angels, all right, yeah, because that's another thing. The right now, whether you believe it or not, the elect are being protected by the angels. Let me get that scripture. Psalm chapter 34, verse 4. I sought the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Right? And that's the thing, man. You got to pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right? Daily. 5. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. Those who look to him for help will be radiant with joy. No shadow of shame will darken their faces. Right. Okay. 6. The poor man cried. Right. And right now we're considered the poor man. All right. All right. And that's why, hey, this is why when the Lord shows out for his men, it's going to be a sight to see, because, all right, these heathens, okay, and of course these unbelieving jakes would never consider and think that the Lord was dealing with us, okay, even though he clearly is, all right, if you have spiritual eyes. But they got to see it. So they got to see, all right, the elect man have spiritual powers. They got to see the elect man be delivered by the angels. You know what I'm saying? 6. This poor man cried, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai heard him and saved him out of all his trouble. Right? So you got to know the name. That's another thing. You got to know the name. The name. Okay? The name is not God. The Father's name is not God. And damn sure the Son's name is not Jebus. Okay? That's not his name. Okay? Anybody calling on Jebus, okay, in 2026, you ain't making it, man. You got nothing but judgment coming your way, like this woman right here. 7. The angel, here's the point. The angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him and delivereth them. Right. So, okay, you're going to have certain men that have spiritual powers. You're going to have certain men that are going to be delivered by the angels, all right, be removed from danger. Okay. Yeah. It's going down, man. Okay. And again, you women out there, you need to be with an Israelite man of the elect, because they're going to be a hiding place, because the angels are going to be dealing with that Israelite man. Okay, first and foremost. All right, because, all right, what is the order? All right, it's the Most High, it's the Son Yahushai, it's the man, then it's the woman, then it's the child. Okay, facts. It's not the woman and then the man. It's not the Most High, then it's Yahushai, then it's the woman, and then the man. No. Okay? So it's going to be an Israelite man of the elect that's going to be your protection. Okay? And the Yahushai is going to command the angels to make sure that that man is protected. And that's why you're going to be joined to that man. Okay? If you believe. If you don't believe, you're going to get taken out like that woman coming home from work. All right? This is judgment. Like, I love using news articles, because how do you explain something like this? Okay? Scripturally and spiritually. How do you explain something like this? Okay? Got shot twice in the chest, and then the gunman flees on a moped. This was a hit. Okay? This woman right here. All right? Whatever she did, man, the Lord was really angry with her. Whatever she did, man. 39. Okay? 39 years old. Had finished work. Right? This is why you got to fear the Lord. Okay? And you got to stop sinning. All right? So let's go back to Psalms 34. Let me jump down to 15. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are upon unto their cry. 16. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. Right, and that's why these Edomites, man, they're going to get their judgment. Okay, and you Jakes joining hand with the wicked, you're going to get your judgment along with this Edomite. Okay, all right, but the good thing is that because what Yahweh did, all right, he by going on that cross, all right, and dying, okay, for our sins, all right, ultimately all Israel shall be saved. But you 2/3, you got to get it on this side. 17. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth and delivereth them out of all their troubles. Again, this is why prayer is important. Okay, this is why you got to pray to the Lord, trust in the Lord, man. Okay. 18. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Right. The Lord's looking towards your inward man. Okay. And that's why the Lord's going to raise up, okay, his men to have spiritual power, to be a hiding place. All right. Because that man has been in a humble, contrite spirit, man. All right. Begging the Lord, all right, to forgive him of his sins, and then, of course, doing the will of the Lord, and bringing out his word, and not compromising it, and not twisting the scriptures for money or fame or whatever. Okay, and this is what the Lord is going to be dealing with, and giving spiritual powers. 19. Many are the affliction of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. Right, and again, the man is the prize. It's going to be through the man you're going to be delivered. Okay? So there you go. So let's go back to an Israelite man having spiritual powers, because, all right, he was worthy to be given spiritual powers by serving the Lord and pushing out the words of the Lord in truth and sincerity. Micah chapter 5 verse 11. And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. Right, and the Lord's going to use his men to do it. 12. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Right, a lot of these secret society F-boys are going to get it. Okay, these Masons, all right, these Jesuit. I can't stand the Jesuits. If the Lord gives me spiritual power, I'm going after the Jesuits straight up, because they are the most wickedest secret society walking on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's earth, man. Okay, the God of Israel's earth. They're one of the wickedest. Okay, they're gonna get it. 13. I can't stand Jesuits. Like Dr. Fauci, like I want him as a slave. Okay, in the kingdom. 13. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thy hands. I will destroy all your idols and sacred pillars, so you will never again worship the work of your hands. Right, that's why America ultimately is going to be destroyed. All right, but prior to that, hey, don't an Israelite man of the elect. All right, they're gonna get busy on your idols. They're gonna break all your the Statue of Lincoln, Mount Rushmore. Yeah, okay, to break all that with spiritual powers. Okay, and you ain't gonna be doing nothing. 14. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy cities. Yep. 15. I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Exactly. Okay. So hey, it's coming, man. A man is going to be a hiding place. An Israelite man of the elect is going to be a hiding place, because he has spiritual power that was given to him by Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right. And that's why we're pushing this word out. That's why we're doing our best. All right, because hey, we want to be those men. All right, we will. Hey, that's a reward. All right, that's something worth fighting for. To be the Lord's, okay, battle axe and weapons of war. Yeah. All right. You know what? Let me get that. I'll close out with that. Um, battle axe and weapons of war. You know, this is stuff that you should be praying to the Lord. You know, use me as your weapon. You know, that's the stuff you gotta be praying to the Lord for. You know, this is what you should be praying to the Lord. Use me as a weapon. All right, to take out the enemy, to take out the wicked. All right, with spiritual power. We're not gonna need a gun. All right, we're not gonna need carnal. We're talking about spiritual power. We're talking about, all right, what's a good movies to watch? Like Star Wars, right? Like Darth Vader. You know, I like Star Wars. I like the whole, you know, use the Force and all that stuff. Me and my wife, we're into that. But yeah, like Darth Vader choking a motherfucker out without even touching him, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And where do you think they got that from? Where do you think George Lucas got that idea from? Okay, the scriptures. All right. Also, Dragon Ball Z, my favorite. Brothers that millennial brothers. You know, the millennial generation. Dragon Ball Z. That's the the most dopest anime ever. Again, spiritual power, man. All right, and that's why we're working hard, showing the Lord that we're worthy, okay, to receive it. Okay, and we're praying to the Lord too. You got people, you got plantation Christians. This is why you plantation Christians, you're gonna get it too, because I know exactly what the fuck y'all praying about. Oh, make America great again, or I just need some money so I can pay these bills, or I just need some money so I can live a better life. All right, that's what a plantation Christians praying about. While us, the Israelites, we're praying to the Lord to end this place. All right, speed up the prophecies and Babu Kushah. Okay, if you find me worthy, all right, Babu Kushah. All right, provide me, okay, with spiritual power. Okay, use me as a weapon. All right. Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. NLT version. You are my battle axe and sword, says the Lord. With you I will shatter nations, destroy many kingdoms. That's okay, what we're looking forward to, man. All right. Yeah. 21. And with thee will I break in pieces the horses and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Right. And that's when an Israelite woman, they see that power, she's gonna run, okay, and want to be protected. All right, a hiding place when she sees that power out of that Israelite man of the elect. Feel me? 22. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. Woo! With you I will shatter men and women, old people and children, young men and young women. You see that? Okay? Fafo. This is why we're telling our people, play games with the Lord and find out. Fafo. Okay? F around and find out. All right? Because the Lord is going to use his men, all right, to tear you up, man. All right? Because really, Esau's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be the wicked. He's supposed to be, okay, the villain. But you, Jakes, all right, you want to be like Esau, Edom. You want to be like the so-called white man. So you're going to get shattered just along with him, okay? Though hand join hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, okay? 23. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. With you I will shatter shepherds and flocks, farmers and oxen, captains and officers. You know what this means? Anybody can get it, okay? And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. When did this happen? Find, okay, in history, when the Lord, okay, used Israelite man, all right, to tear up and literally, okay, raise hell all throughout Babylon, okay? There's no account of it in the history books. All right, this is talking about a future prophecy here in America. I will repay Babylon, the people of Babylon, for all the wrong they have done to my people in Jerusalem, saith the Lord. Okay? So yeah, man, it's going down. So Lord willing, this let's edify. An Israelite man of the elect is going to be a hiding place, okay, for the Israelite woman of the elect. All right, and that's why you women that are watching, all right, hey, this ain't a time to be prideful and arrogant. Stay humble down, all right, and let the Lord's will be done, and just get ready to share, man. I'm just speaking facts, man. That's what the Bible says, all right. How do you escape something like this? All right, coming home from work, got 2 shots to the chest, execution style, okay? And again, she wasn't right. That's the facts. That's the ultimate. That was the facts. She wasn't right, okay? Doesn't matter how many disabled people she was helping out, all right? The Lord reads spirits. Whoever, I'll end off with this one. And that's why you women better humble down and get ready to share a man. Job chapter 4, Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Stop and think. Do the innocent die? When have the upright been destroyed? You see that? So, there you go. 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity, and sow wickedness reap the same. My experience shows that those who plant trouble and cultivate evil will harvest the same right. So there you go. All right. So so this is a time for you women to be humble down. Get ready to share a man. Get ready to what's it called? Needing a man for protection, refuge. All right, because if you're not humbling down, you're going to be taken out like this or even worse. Okay, because when this country collapses, man, all right, it's going to be the worst country on earth to live in. So, Lord willing, this less edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles, elders. We're almost out of here. As they get up in age, pray for their health and longevity. For the few sisters that are watching, all right, stay locked in, stay humble, all right. Continue to study, all right. And when you pray, preach your head cover, all right. And we're almost out of here. And with that, shalom. And as the apostle elders always say, on to the next one. Shalom.